Wednesday the 24th of November, over 4,000 members of the New South Wales Nurses Association voted to commence further industrial action comprising the closure of 1 in 4 beds in our campaign to win nurse to patient ratios. The association will be available to support you. However, we hope that these scenarios that you'll see now will help you in undertaking this important industrial action.
Hi, my name's Kate. I'm a nurse on the surgical ward in a large public hospital in New South Wales. Nurses across the state are guided in the bed closure process with documents provided by the New South Wales Nurses Association. In this document, we're provided with information about areas which are exempt from this process and where we will not be closing beds. All other wards and all other areas of the hospital will have 1 in 4 beds closed in order to ensure safe patient care can be delivered. Hi, so today we're going to be closing beds on our ward. We're going to be closing 7 beds on our 30-bed ward, and we'll also be reserving 3 beds for emergency admissions only.
Okay, we've got 27 full beds today and only sending 2 people home though.
That's fine. What we'll do is when those 2 patients go home, we'll be putting this bed is closed sign on those 2 beds. Those 2 beds will remain permanently closed until we win ratios.
But if we close beds today, won't we have excess staff?
That's right, we will have more staff for this shift. So what we'll do is help the emergency department by devising a roster of nurses from our ward who can go down to the emergency department to assist them when they're busy.
Okay. What are other wards doing? Are other nurses taking action?
Absolutely, it's statewide action. It's occurring across the state. As well as at the ward down the hallway, orthopaedics, they've actually already closed 6 beds this morning, so we're not out on our own, all the members are doing this. Theatres are cancelling 1 in 4 surgeries, which isn't urgent and isn't a Category 1 surgery, and community health nurses are cancelling 1 in 4 non-urgent home visits or clinic appointments.
Okay.
Hi, Kate. I've got a patient for you. There's a patient coming from emergency.
We don't actually have any beds available at the moment, I'm sorry.
Yes, you do. There's a bed right there.
That's right, this bed is actually reserved for emergency admissions only. So what I'll do is, as team leader of this ward, I will call the emergency department and negotiate with the nurses there whether that patient is a genuine emergency.
I'll call them.
No, I can call the emergency department and speak to the nurses there, and we can determine whether this patient genuinely needs to be admitted today.
Look, you have to take this patient. That's your job. I have a hospital to run.
I'm actually finding your behaviour quite intimidating at the moment, and I'm just going to ask my colleague, Jo, would you mind just coming
Sure.
in? We've actually just got we've been asked to take a patient from emergency. The supervisor's actually, she's demanding that I take the patient now.
Look, I'll be admitting the patient to that bed.
What you're asking me to do is inconsistent with being able to provide safe patient care, and I'm going to be calling the New South Wales Nurses Association to get some more support and advice from them. Today my ward was successful in closing 3 beds out of the 30 beds. Those 3 beds have signs on them saying these beds are closed and will not be open until safe levels of staffing will be provided. Tomorrow morning when I come back on for morning shift, myself and the other nurses who I'll be working with will reassess the process and see how many more beds we can close in the morning. Hi, how's your night shift?
Oh, hi Kate, it's been really busy. Look, I've had to take patients into these beds again. We're up to 29 patients now.
Look, that's fine, don't worry about it. I know that you can get under a lot of pressure. What we can do is actually fill out this form for unreasonable direction despite objection for bed closures. We can fax it to the New South Wales Nurses Association, and don't worry about it, that's fine. We can work again on this morning. The team of the nurses who are on today can try to start closing the beds again. We've got 2 patients going home, so once they go home we'll have another 2 closed beds, so that's fine.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. It's just that we had so much pressure from the after hours manager, and I was really concerned about the patients down in emergency. I felt really bad saying no to them, you know.
I know they do sometimes put a lot of pressure on you. Emergency department is fine. We've helped them by providing more staff to their department to help with those patients who we can't accept on our wards because we've closed 1 in 4 beds.
If we're going to win this, Kate, you're right. We really do need to stick together on this.
Hi, how are you going?
Hey, how you going? Hey, how come we keep hearing nurses say there's no beds available? I can see one just there.
Yeah, we've actually closed that bed in order to ensure safe patient care can be provided until the government negotiates with us and gives us mandated nurse to patient ratios.
But won't that upset the patients?
Unfortunately, nurses in New South Wales have no other choice. The government is not listening to us and we cannot provide safe patient care with the current staffing levels. Please remember that emergency care and treatment will not be affected throughout this process.
Hey, is it true they've got ratios in Victoria?
Victoria has had mandated nurse to patient ratios for 10 years. New South Wales does not have this. Victoria has it, why can't we?
Well, is there anything people like me in the community can do to help?
Yes, we need as much community support as possible. You can contact the Premier, Christina Keneally, and notify her of your support for ratios. With nurses in the community working together, we can win ratios.
With the government currently behaving the way it is, this union will not sit idly by and watch the health system sink to any lower than it already is, to the detriment of our patients. We have a once-in-a-generation opportunity to fix that situation by introducing mandated minimum nurse-to-patient ratios. You have already shown your steely reserve by taking strike action, and we now need you to maintain that steely reserve as we move to action to close beds across the state to ensure that the people of New South Wales get safe patient care. After all, Victoria has had it for 10 years, and it's time that New South Wales had the same.